What's up, y'all? So it's been 2 years since I bought my Vitamix blender, and I wanted to share my long-term review of both the products and services that Vitamix has to offer. So to start off, I have my blender over here and my aunt's blender here, which I'll go over later in the video. But to start out, I want to let y'all know where I purchased my blender and how much I paid. So like I said, I bought my Vitamix 2 years ago, about 6 months to a year after I started changing the way I eat, going towards a plant-based diet. Before I was using just an old Cuisinart blender, which you can pick up, at Kohl's or Target for $40, $50. But I decided it was time to step up my game. It started burning up, and that's when I looked into purchasing a Vitamix blender. I bought mine from Costco here in the States, and I paid, at the time, it was $375 before tax. And this is the 5200 series model, which I'm not even sure, to tell you the truth, if it's still available or not. But like I said, I bought this at Costco for $375, and that was 2 years ago. So here in the States, the Vitamix is one of the most well-known high-powered blenders on the market, followed by the Blendtec. So if you're looking for a high-powered blender, you're going to want to look between the Vitamix and the Blendtec. Personally, I'd seen so many good reviews on the Vitamix, I couldn't pass it up, and I'm completely happy with my purchase. So in terms of a high-powered blender, the Vitamix has been great. I've had my most recent problem, which I'll go over, which is why you see two blenders here right now. But in terms of performance, expectations, of what I was expecting, the Vitamix does everything I wanted it to do, plus more. I'm sure I haven't even gotten half the use out of a Vitamix that most people do. For example, I've never made hot soups, which I've seen them do in demos. Mainly what I use my Vitamix for is smoothies. I'll make some salsas, and sometimes some salad dressings or some sauces, some pizza sauces or something like that. So as far as my Vitamix, I use it at least 2 to 3 times a day, which is, if you're using a blender at least 2 times a day, there's no reason to not invest in a Vitamix. Yes, it's a lot of money up front, but one thing you're paying for with the Vitamix is not only its performance, its power, but you're also paying for a 7-year warranty. So the Vitamix, no matter which model or which brand you got, or no matter which model you have, is going to come with a 7-year warranty. That is, unless you buy a refurbed one, and then I know the warranties are like 2 years or 3 years. You'd have to check into that. But when you buy a brand new Vitamix, it's going to come with a 7-year warranty, which is going to cover any manufacturer defect, if anything goes wrong, switches, something breaks in the craft, anything. So as far as the product, Vitamix's products, I am 100% satisfied. I'd recommend them to anyone who's looking for a new blender. And the reason I have 2 blenders sitting here right now, I have mine here and I have my aunt's, which I'm borrowed for the last week and a half because something happened to my Vitamix, which caused me to have to use my warranty. So what happened with my Vitamix was the blade, which is encased in the craft, stopped turning. So somehow the internal bearings got clogged up, rusted, or did something to where it wouldn't allow, when I put the craft onto the motor and turned it on, the blade wouldn't turn. It was just burning up the motor pretty much. So I called up Vitamix. First off, let me say, I went on Amazon and I bought a brand new blade for $75 and replaced it myself because with Vitamix, I was able to have the blade to my house and installed within 2 days, which meant that I was only using my old Cuisinart blender for 2 days. Come to find out, if you have any problems with your Vitamix that you do purchase, you don't want to do anything about it. I was informed after I called Vitamix to tell them what had happened. I told them that I went ahead and bought a new blade because I couldn't afford to be without my Vitamix, pretty much is how it was. And they informed me that anything you do to your blender pretty much voids the warranty. So if anything ever happens to your blender, don't make the same mistake I made and fix it yourself and then take care of it later through Vitamix. Go ahead and call up Vitamix. Very nice people on the phone. You'll talk to a real person and they'll tell you, you could give them your diagnosis of what's wrong with it and they'll be able to tell you a few things that could have went wrong just so you know the next time. So like I said, my blade stopped turning and I called Vitamix to find out how their warranty worked and everything. They informed me that they actually have a program where you can they'll lend you a whole Vitamix while yours is being repaired. All you got to do is give them your credit card number. They charge you the price of a Vitamix. When you return your lender Vitamix, they credit you back that money, and that way you're not without a Vitamix at all. So when I contacted Vitamix, I told them what my problem was. They told me what I had to do. Pretty much you send back your whole Vitamix, motor, craft, tamper, everything, which I did. They send you a prepaid postage for UPS, so there's no payment out of pocket, anything like that. Simple, easy. All you got to do is provide a box, pack it up, take it to your UPS store, and then wait until it comes back to you. So it took me a week and a half to get my Vitamix back, and in the meantime I borrowed my aunt's Vitamix, as she doesn't use it quite as much as I do. And I really appreciated doing that, so I didn't have to use the lender program that Vitamix has. But it is good to know that there is that lender program through Vitamix. So when I got my whole blender back from Vitamix service, I was just expecting to have a new replaced blade in my old craft. But come to find out, they replaced the whole craft with the new blade, brand new lid, brand new little drive thing here in the motor, and they also replaced my tamper too. I didn't ask them to do any of this. I guess they just looked at the condition of it, seen how much I use it in the last 2 years, and that's just the good customer service that you're going to get at Vitamix. So all I was expecting is to get a new $75 blade. Come to find out, they replaced this whole craft, lid, tamper, and the drive in the motor, which I would say is probably about $150 to $175 value. No questions asked, you just send it back, and it didn't cost me a dime out of pocket. It's hard to find that nowadays in a company, but I will give 2 thumbs up for the Vitamix. Not only do their products perform above and beyond my expectations, but the service that they provide is outstanding. So if you decide to buy a Vitamix, I will stand behind it 110%. I'm not sponsored by Vitamix in any way. I'm just giving my true opinion from using a Vitamix for over the last 2 years. Personally, I had trouble at first seeing how a $400 blender is worth it, but after using it for 2 years, and then after just now experiencing, the service that they offer with their warranty, it's 100% worth the money. So if you're looking for a new blender, I hope this helps out. Vitamix, the way to go. Check them out. I know they're expensive, but think about it. This is your health we're talking about. If a kitchen tool is going to help you improve your health, go get it. It's all worth it, y'all. So let me know down below if y'all have any questions, if you have any comments. Have you ever had to deal with Vitamix and dealing with the warranty? I know some people who've had their Vitamix for 7 years, it breaks down on them, And Vitamix sometimes, you know, just sends you a whole new unit, which, you know, I never thought they would send me a whole new craft, and I'm just pleased that they gave me, you know, that without even asking. My old craft, there's nothing wrong with it except for the blade, which they could have replaced for $75, but instead they were generous, gave me a new tamper, a whole new craft, and a whole new drivetrain for the motor. Other than that, I'm very impressed. Like I said, I've never had any problems with the motor, it was just the craft. But let me know your experience, and until next time, I hope this helps. Peace, y'all.